I brought up this subject a while ago, having to do with like, is it time to just kind of clear the board, clean slate with the Viacom shows because most of them aren't really doing that well. And with the past couple of weeks, we had the return of House of Pain and Assisted Living, and the ratings are not great, not good. Let's be honest, not good. And both shows are currently airing new seasons, and they already have another season pre-filmed. And I remember talking with someone saying, like, man, with Assisted Living and House of Pain, like, House of Pain barely edges out Assisted Living, but they're both in the same category of their ratings being extremely low, like the low point threes and, the very high point twos. It goes without saying that, if let's say BET started airing reruns, not new episodes, but even reruns of, let's say, Have and Have Nots, how If Loving You Is Wrong, the ratings for those shows would run circles around House of Pain, Assisted Living, arguably even the Oval and Sisters. But then I thought about, wait a minute, whenever I look at like Deadline or Variety or any of these sources that go into detail about Tyler contracts with Viacom, it usually says like he has to create X amount of hours of television. So basically he can't really rinse and repeat, hey, here's the first three seasons of the Haves and the Have Nots, or here are both seasons of Too Close to Home. Feel free to run these reruns. That way they fulfill my contractual agreements. So you can almost say that in some cases he gets throwaway shows. Like, I bet in order to fulfill the contracts, he's like, let me revive House of Pain. I've already done it before with the Pains, but let me make it good this time, even though the first season was trash. And then with Assisted Living, Meet the Browns, but we're going to spruce it up a bit. So that's probably why these shows exist. I could be wrong. Guess what? I don't know everything from behind the scenes, but it's just speculation based off what I do know. But what I also know is that the ratings really aren't good. But it's not completely at the fault of the shows. It's just the fact that, well, BET advertisements for all of its shows this year, I don't know why, but they've just been trash. And I'm not talking about the promos themselves. I'm talking about there's been an extreme lack of consistency and efficiency with properly advertising these shows. Case in point, House of Pain and Assisted Living. It just seems like rather than giving us two separate advertisements for new episodes, they just give us like a 1 15-second ad bumper for both shows. Where it's like, well, it's hard to really put together what's going down in the upcoming episode when you just give us like glorified 2-second bits of both shows mixed together, and that's supposed to tell us something. I mean, these promos used to be great. Like, for example, House of Pain, you look at the promos like, oh, Jasmine's going to be in this episode, or Janine's going to be in this episode. I got to watch it. Or Assisted Living, they would show the characters relevant to that. And if people be like, okay, let me watch it. But the thing is, when you look at the ratings from previous seasons and compare them to the current season, House Pain and Assisted Living, they've dropped, but the drop off isn't substantial. What I mean by that is, it wasn't like a major drop off. These episodes were getting like high threes or maybe point fours, as opposed to the low point threes and high point twos they're getting now. So the drop off is there, but it's not massive. Sisters, on the other hand, they had that period where they had a string of point sevens, which is incredibly high, but at the same time, it was a noticeable drop off. So one has to wonder, at what point will some of these shows get dropped? Like The Oval, personally, I don't care about season 6. I've said it multiple times. I watched the first few episodes, and if, it's actually good, I will continue to review the season, but if not, I'll probably drop it because your boy can make a lot more money selling on eBay than watching The Oval. Heck, you're probably wondering, why am I watching House of Pain? But then again, the episode's only 20 minutes and only do one video, because I don't really see myself doing trailer breakdowns, because like I said, they aren't giving us trailers. They're just giving us glorified, hey, next week, new episode. Come watch it. There's really nothing to do. I'll do videos on the synopsis stuff, but not on the trailers. But with The Oval, it's like a 40-minute show, and and it's repetitive and yada, yada, yada. So I heard Ruthless is good. I just lost my desire to watch that show, so I don't know. I don't know. But in terms of a clean slate, I don't think it's going to happen because, again, Tyler just signed a new contract. He's off doing other things like movies and whatnot. He's handed some of these shows to new writers, and I think Ruthless has new writers because, okay, Ruthless, Bruh, which just wrapped up, but either way, Ruthless, Bruh, House of Pain, Assisted Living, Sistas, 5 shows right there he's handed off to new people. Well, technically 4 because Bruh's done. Then you have the shows that I think are still being written by him. All the Queen's Men, Zatima, which I've heard rumors season 4 has some new writers. I could be wrong, but those are rumors I heard. The Oval, and I think that's it. That's 3. So that's 5, 8. Then of course he has like Route 167 or something. Then, yeah, he has other projects that are coming out, but other shows he's doing like for Netflix and whatnot. So the man is more so focused on his non-Viacom projects than his Viacom projects. So I don't even know when or if we're getting new shows. But when I think about House of Pain, Assisted Living, and Ruthless and The Oval, those 4 shows alone, I feel like have long since ran their course and they need to just end, because I feel like it would just really be beneficial to have Tyler create new shows, but from the jump, let new writers take the helm, because I still feel like the reason House of Pain and Assisted Living never truly recovered from their first initial seasons was because Tyler, excuse the language, he fucked up. The writing was just terrible. And people didn't want to give the shows another chance when they came back for their second seasons, because at those points, you had new writers who took the shows to new levels. But the ratings were trash. And I mean, the first seasons of both shows had a string of episodes that were like over 1 million views. But season 2 onward, they just dropped incredibly. Now, that could be for a multitude of reasons, because again, the writing was so bad for the initial seasons. Or the fact that, let's be real, BET just, they changed the dates way too much. One Family Fun Night Tuesday, Family Fun Night Wednesday, Family Fun Night Friday. They would just switch it up way too many times to be consistent. Where nowadays it's like The Oval is understood to be a Tuesday night show. Sistas is understood to be a Wednesday night show. So there are just so many things involved with that. Not to mention, in terms of competition, I think there's just way too many great shows that don't just air during the same time as these shows, but are available for streaming. You know, more people are going to talk about The Bear or, you know, whatever reality show is on compared to Assisted Living and House of Pain. So that's pretty much it. I mean, a clean slate would be nice for all these shows, not just House Pain, Assisted Living, but, you know, just create new stuff. But there really is no need to, because Tyler's off doing non-Viacom stuff. He's handed these shows to new writers, and well, we just got to kind of sit here and see what happens next. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.